Hi, I'm Jason from Dash Media, and in this video we're going to be covering creating and editing blog articles. So here you can see we already have two articles inside of our blog. So let's go ahead and create a new one now by clicking the New Article button. You'll notice the interface for creating your blog is very similar to creating pages anywhere else on your website. So we can go ahead now and give our new blog article a title. And then scrolling down, we also have a couple extra fields. So feature image says that it's displayed before article content, also used on blog listing page. So what this means is when we go to the blog on the website, the initial page, which lists all the blog articles that are in our blog, is also going to display this featured image above the description for the blog. But it will also be used when you navigate directly to this blog article above the content. So it's good to use an interesting image that gets across exactly what this article is going to be about. And then article content, this is where we actually place all of the content for our blog article. So I've already got an article sitting in my clipboard, which I've copied from Word. So I'm just going to paste that in now. And I'm just going to delete this excess one at the top here. So now we can see I've got my article filled out. So once we have a feature image and our content filled out on our blog, we also need to go across to the summary tab and fill this in. So summary text is the text that's used beneath the heading and beneath the feature image on the blog listing page. So this will be used when you navigate to the blog and it's listing out all the articles that are attached to our blog. The text that appears below that heading and before the read more button will be this text. So finally, we have categories or tags if you're more familiar with that term. Down here, we have example, news article, and sample content. So these are categories that have already been used on one of our other blog articles. So to reuse one of these for this article, I can just click it, and we see here that it's added that to our categories text area, and it's also made this one highlighted. To add a tag which does not currently exist in this list here, we can do that simply by adding a comma and then typing something new. So new category. So now when we save this, new category will be an available category inside of our blog. You'll notice that I haven't actually filled out the alias here. So what happens when I save is that alias will be automatically filled out based on what I've written as title. So if I just hit save, and wait for my browser to reload. And now we can see here that our alias is our title, except that it's just replaced the spaces with hyphens, and it's made everything lowercase. So now that this is saved, and we have our categories and summary text attached to the article, I'm just going to close that and go back to our blog page. So back on our blog, we can see that we now have 3 articles attached to our blog. But the newest article that we've just written is currently unpublished. We can tell that because there isn't a published date in this first column. And also these other articles have a button labeled unpublish, whereas this latest article doesn't have an unpublished button, but it does have a publish button. So if we want to make this article available on the website, we would first have to click this button. But before we do that, let's just say that while I was reviewing this article, I decided that the title actually needs to be different. So we can do that either by clicking edit or by clicking the title of the blog post. And that'll take us back to the page we were just on before so that we can edit something. So here I'm just going to update our title. Notice that when I save this, the alias won't change. So to force it to change, I'm just going to remove the alias, which will force the website to recreate the alias based on the new title. So there we've got our new alias, we have our new title. And if I close that, and hit publish, this is now available on our website. For more training videos, visit dashmedia.com.au.